We're at the launch of the new Scott Foil Aerodynamic road bike. They've brought us out to Salzburg, Austria, and they're forcing us to hang out at the Red Bull hangar. It's pretty tough.
Yeah, it is pretty tough, but anyway, aero bikes certainly seem to be all the rage in 2015, and Scott actually brought out the foil back in 2011 and then spent 2.5 years developing this, the latest iteration.
Yeah, as you might expect, this bike is more aerodynamic than its predecessor, but what's really interesting is the amount of energy that Scott have put in to refining other aspects of this bike's characteristics. So, let's take a closer look. So let's address the aerodynamics first, shall we? Scott have said that this bike is 6 watts faster at 45 km/h than the previous iteration of the foil. Now, a significant part of those savings are going to come from this integrated one-piece bar and stem, also with a novel cowling there as well to further integrate it into the frame. But what about the other factors? Well, it's lighter. It's just 945 grams for the frame, which is really competitive even if you take out the fact that it's an aero bike. There's not all that many light bikes that come close to this. You'll notice that the cables are left exposed. Scott said they tested it in the wind tunnel and they couldn't tell the difference between cables hidden in the bar and stem or left exposed like that. So therefore they left them exposed because it's significantly easier for people to maintain their own bikes like that. Elsewhere, they're using a BB86 bottom bracket, and the brakes that are on the chainstays, interestingly, they've used Shimano direct mount brakes on the higher end bikes. They've used Detectro brake on the lower end models. But it means that the brakes are still going to work just as well under there as they will on the seat stays. So to get a bit more detail about how they've done that and also the evolution of this frame, let's catch up with the engineer, Paul Remy.
So we took 3 prototypes in the tunnel, and we went twice in the wind tunnel. And yeah, we just selected the best overall performance bike.
Okay, so is this the fastest? This is the most aerodynamic bike you mocked up?
Yeah, that's interesting because you know, you have to consider as well the carbon manufacturing. You also have to consider maybe the comfort or the stiffness of the bike. So some solution, you try them in the tunnel, but you know or you realize that they are not really suitable for the final bike.
It's interesting. So yeah, the computer says that this is your ideal aerodynamic bike, and then actually when it gets to real world, you as engineers and designers actually say, nah, this is what a cyclist wants.
Yeah, it's somehow exactly like that. You want a well-balanced bike. It's not running after just aerodynamic, it's running after everything together, so lightweight, aerodynamic, comfort and stiffness.
So let's talk about the brake position then. Now you've moved it to the chainstays from the seat stays. A lot of other manufacturers have moved brakes back from chainstays to seat stays. So what's the thinking behind it?
So the first thinking is clearly comfort. It helps a little for aerodynamic, but the main point was comfort. So again, you're having a flat top tube, allow the top tube to flex. The seat stay dropped, allow the seat tube to flex a bit more, and we also have some really thin seat stays. So that makes your bike more comfortable. Everything can flex.
Now, as well as the premium, the Dura-Ace Di2, the foil comes in 4 other models with exactly the same silhouette. So aerodynamically, it's exactly the same. So the only difference is your group sets. This has got Ultegra, entry level has 105, and obviously different wheel sets throughout the range. Now the only other main difference here is the bars and the stem. You still have the fully integrated headset unit just here. It's made of alloy rather than carbon, but you have a traditional bolt set up there with normal bars. So there you have it. That is, in a fair bit of detail, the Scott foil. Although we can't sort of verify the claims for the aerodynamics, one thing is for sure, it's a pretty comfy ride.
It is indeed. But don't forget though that no matter how aerodynamic your bike is, you still need to pedal it. So with that in mind, I want to check out some of our training videos. If you click up there, you get a 3-to-1, which is how to train for fast, flat riding.
Yeah, and if you click just down there, it's how to train for efficiency.
Indeed.
And subscribe to GCN, what do you reckon? Well, the Austrian mountains just in the background, or perhaps...
What about a choice?
Plane taking
Scott
off?
foil, Austrian mountain.
All that kind of, if you can spot it, that weird squirrel rat creature just wandering around
Right,
in the
it's
background.
just a guy eating his lunch.
No, yeah.
He's not a squirrel rat, it's a guy eating an apple.
It's nothing to do with it, it's just random, but maybe click on him just about now.
Subscribe, boom, done it.